On this episode, we're going to be discussing the first astronaut's tomb. Who was Akhenaten? The story of Pharaoh Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti has been portrayed by mainstream Egyptologists in a way that suggests that Amen priesthood was heroic in disposing the heretically monotheistic Mad King. According, the real story is much more intriguing, and it relates to Akhenaten's historic knowledge about the founding of ancient Egypt. Why did the priesthood attempt to strip Akhenaten and Nefertiti from history? Was Nefertiti able to escape to conceal ancient knowledge from Egypt's Atlantean past and historic origins in a secret sacred tomb in Turkey? Photographs answer that question with an astounding yes. So basically, Akhenaten is Moses. There's no way to debate that. You can't. Now, what I want to discuss is this hieroglyph right here that has me scratching my head because Akhenaten praised the moon. Akhenaten went to the moon. This is a vessel that he went to the moon in. If you look at this vessel, you see that little dip right there with the ball in it, with them rays coming out of it, that circle. Yeah, you've seen it before. You're right. It's on the hieroglyphs all over ancient Egypt. They worship the sun, but the moon was the goddess, Isis. This right here, you can see a face with a headdress to the right of it. You see closer, you see more faces is coming out. That's fourth dimension right there. There's the face of a giant of some sort, also next to the crab. Here's a glyph of Akhenaten, Osiris, Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti. And above that, here you go. You have this being that's above them with a spaceship. So you take your time to read this, you can see. Now this documentary that you about to see right here is called Project Isis, was conducted in 1962. How weird is that? Akhenaten worshiped the moon goddess Isis, the moon, and the project to find his tomb is called Project Isis, which was conducted in 1962 by the KGB. If you're not familiar with the KGB, you can Google it, research it, look it up. It's German. Now, if you're looking at all of this, and then you got to think about it, German, had, just lost their power really around that time. So you look at his tomb. This is the tomb of Akhenaten. Now, they call this tomb on this documentary right here, because this documentary right here is top secret. They call this tomb right here the tomb of the first astronaut. Now, you telling me they come out this year saying that it's Akhenaten? So if he's the first astronaut, what does that mean? That means it's very sacred to them as well as it will be to him. You look around, he has a lot of statues and gold everywhere. And what's literally taking me about this video, you can actually hear the guy shaking that's holding the camera. Like, he's frightened. Like, they say when they opened the tomb, this sort of energy was just pulsating out of there. Like, it was just so much stored up energy from the mummies and all of the ancient relics. As you can see, that was Nefertiti. That's his body. That's a good look of, when they opened it, what he looked like. Also, him close up. And this will be Nefertiti, his wife. Her face is all gold, as you can see there.
The documents made it clear. The Kremlin was taking the myth very seriously.
And what you have here is you have the KGB outside of the tomb.
A security order at the highest level was in force when the sarcophagus
making plans to go inside.
We deal with the unprecedented discovery in the history of mankind. That's the first.
And this guy actually says he's an extraterrestrial.
Of the remains of a humanoid extraterrestrial alien, which was walked the Earth 10,000 years BC.
Ivanovich claims the footage came from the maximum security archives of the KGB.
So the author them carrying the crates out.
Request for an independent analysis of the footage.
The thing we see is this bit of information. Совершенно секретно, top secret archive of the KGB logo.
KGB.
And the word archive of the KGB.
This is the
got their name stamped on everything back then, though.
First safety precautions have been taken.
So right now they're contemplating on who gonna open this sarcophagus. Because everyone knows whoever opened it first is going down smooth. That means they're gonna die. They're gonna be killed from some kind of curse or some kind of toxic gas that's inside of this sarcophagus.
You see,
as soon as they open it, all kind of toxic fumes coming out, spewing out. You know, they thinking because they ain't coughing or choking right now, that it's not going into their pores and into their spirit for real.
These are the remains actually of this extraterrestrial.
Now, if you take a good look at this mummy,
which are coming out,
he looks just like the mummy on the movie, The Mummy.
These are the remains actually of this.
You know what that tell me, people? That tell me that in 1962,
so and
they try to
which are coming out
genetically engineer
later, intoxicate one of the soldiers
to resurrect Akhenaten.
Under such circumstances.
Now Akhenaten changed everything. Akhenaten changed the whole belief system to one God.
That's why
you look on the back of the dollar bill, in God we trust, one God. That God is Aten, the same God that Akhenaten worshiped.
Again, and assist this soldier who lost his senses.
See all the toxic fumes? It's all contaminated, so they had to send the Ghostbusters in there,
energy
spray down.
Inside the rock cave, particularly during the first days.
So Akhenaten is Moses. If you go to the Capitol in Washington, D.C., you will see statues of Moses with horns.
Evacuation of the most important
Why does Moses have horns? Why is Moses being depicted as the #1 deity or God in the Capitol in Washington, D.C.?
Pieces of evidence that were taken from the tomb.
It's a great question to raise because, you know, we as the people, you know, I think all of this is put in place for the citizens, but it hasn't been like that for thousands of years. So with all that being said, the first astronaut was Akhenaten. Akhenaten is Moses.